episode 82 of One Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing the new musical comedy Shucked, currently running at the Nederlander Theater at 208 West 41st Street in New York City. With a book by Robert Horn and music and lyrics by country music writers Brandy Clark and Shane McAnally, Shucked is directed by Jack O'Brien and choreographed by Sarah O'Glevy. If you've seen the Shucked advertising campaign, then you probably know it is about corn. Lots of corn. And lots of corny jokes. We have our two storytellers, played by Ashley D. Kelly and Gray Henson, who are both fantastic, who tell us the story of the rural town of Cobb County. That's Cobb with one B, not two, so as not to be mistaken with the Cobb County in Georgia. As the musical states, this Cobb County is located somewhere north of south and south of north. They tell us of how the town was founded by a bunch of people who almost literally worship corn, building a wall of corn around it, isolating the community from the rest of the world. We'll not discuss that every year after corn harvest in the real world, corn farmers raise their field and the crops regrow from scratch. Anyway, this year's crop is dying, and Maizy, yes, her name is Maizy, that's the kind of show this is, played by Caroline Innerbichler, she decides to go against her fiancé Beau's wishes, Beau being played by Andrew Durand, and the wishes of the rest of the town, and decide to travel on her own into the big scary world to find someone who could help save the harvest. There she finds Gordy, played by John Behlmann, a podiatrist in Tampa, Florida, who she mistakes as a, quote, corn doctor because he works on corns on people's feet. He also happens to be a con artist who owes a lot of money and believes that the precious minerals that are found in Cobb County's land are of significant value. So he agrees to go with Maizy back to Cobb County under the guise of helping the farmers, but really intending to steal the precious stones there. Maizy is quickly enamored with Grady, and a love triangle springs between her, Grady, and Beau. So Shucked is a bit M. Night Shyamalan's The Village and Tom Jones and Harvey Schmidt's 110 in the Shade, but not nearly as serious as either of those works. It's kind of like if the two of them had an inbred child named Peanut, who speaks in colorful non sequiturs and puns. I use the name Peanut because that's the name of an actual character in the show, played by Kevin Cahoon, who is the most hilarious part of the show. Shucked is overall good. It's hokey. I had heard that the original concept was to have a hee-haw quality to it, which isn't incorrect for those who are old enough to remember that show. I mean, we have Cobb County for Shucked and Cornfield County for hee-haw. It's pretty on the nose. And that's kind of the thing about Shucked, and this is going to be something you either like or hate about it, and that's that everything is very direct. Aside from Gordy, who is an outsider, everybody is very forward with their feelings and motivations. These naive people of the earth have no real concept of being deceitful. It makes the show almost feel like a modern retelling of the fall of man from Genesis in the Bible, with Maizy being the proverbial Eve, and Beau as Adam, and Gordy as the serpent. But I don't get the impression that this is intended to be so allegorical. What it is, though, is fun. Regardless of the show's simplicity, Shucked is fun. But I caution that if you have a low tolerance for frequent puns, where every second joke is corn-related, you may grow quickly tired of it. The music is mostly unimportant. Though the songs are good and well performed, most of them, particularly many of the solo-led songs, don't move the plot at all. We get Maizy or Beau or Gordy or whomever feeling emotional over something that's fully explained in the scene, and then we go into the song that repeats the same emotional development from that scene. It's not that the songs are bad, they're just not musical theater songs. When a songwriting does work, it's as a storytelling element, and usually with ensemble members. The opening number, Corn, excellently sets up the story's absurd premise, and Best Man Wins is an hysterical bachelor party number where Peanut, Beau, and the rest of the townsmen attempt to get Gordy drunk and get him to speak his true intentions. Things get even more out of hand when Maizy's cousin Lulu, played by Alex Newell, shows up with Maizy and similar intentions, as Lulu has her own romantic interests in Gordy. The cast embraces the ridiculousness of the dialogue, and I love it. Innerbichler, Durand, and Cahoon have to do most of the heavy lifting regarding the campy dialogue, and they do a great job of playing everything with a straight face, keeping the severity of the action serious to the characters, even though the audience is riotously laughing throughout. It's smart comedy directed by O'Brien and acting by the cast. I love Scott Pask's scenic design, making the set as a giant barn with somewhere around 5 or more different entrances and exits. It's great for keeping the story moving at a quick pace. Tilly Grimes' costume design is also spot on from the country attire of the people of Cobb County, and contrasting that with the slick conman attire of Gordy. Shucked is funny and consistently so. The humor runs a bit fast and hard and could very well be exhausting for some people. And like I said, if you're not a fan of corny corn and redneck jokes, you may want to skip it. Otherwise, this is a show the whole family could enjoy. There's very little language. Granted, there is a song called Holy Shit, but that's about as extreme as it gets. I don't expect it to be something everybody will be into, but I found it pretty funny. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Shucked, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get tickets. You can support my channel by becoming a patron on Patreon. There you will get exclusive and advanced content and helps assure that this show keeps going. You can also support me by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and click the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be the Broadway revival of Camelot. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.